Artistic.
Colourful. Inspiring.
Freedom.
Safe.
Community.
An experience.
My name is George McCain. I'm the founder and director of Yellow House. People know I founded Yellow House 28 years ago because I was inspired as a young man myself by Vincent van Gogh's idea of the Yellow House in Arles. That's for another time, the history of that.
Well, Yellow House was started by my granddad, so I've always had that kind of connection. But also my brother joined, and he was always telling me to come along and be a part of the Yellow House group, so it was kind of a mixed family kind of decision.
I first heard about Yellow House on Radio Merseyside. George was given a talk about how he helps young people expand their minds and go on about poverty of the mind rather than just financial poverty.
I met George in high school when he was on his outreach projects. He used to come into my high school, Rainhill High, to do group sessions with all the kids.
He said to us, he came into the room and he told us his big long name, George, Vincent, Anthony, Velasquez, something, and he said to us, I'm going to make us fly, and everyone was like, no, you won't be able to make us fly, and he did.
I'd done a few school plays, and then I asked me personal social education teacher if I could do drama, and she put me in touch with George.
I found the website for Yellow House online, and I wanted to do charity work with kids and just help people, and I just rang up and George said come down and see the place.
What I think about Yellow House is I think it's a very important place. I think it's a very important space. I think it's important for me because I founded it and I've got ideals that I'm trying to stick to after all this time. And I think that's the important thing, the consistency, the length of time that we've been going. Because most young people haven't got consistency in their lives, or the young people that come to Yellow House.
He invited me in and I was initially really bowled over by the amount of stuff that he had in his house, and the pictures covering every wall, and the books, the films, the music. And it kind of clicked together when you kind of saw the young people that came, that they were part of the house, they weren't just imposing.
Everyone was here, it was a big thing, very lively, very different.
So at first, I don't really think I truly knew what Yellow House was about, because I was kind of, at that point I was really more focused about my image and the way I looked in front of people, so I wasn't being myself.
When I first started Yellow House, I was dead nervous because everyone was friends and that, and I was like an outcast. But then everyone made me feel welcome.
I met Mark for the first time, and Teresa and everybody. I got on with them well, and they made me feel welcome. Everyone likes you and you like everyone, and they're all coming at you to be your friends on the first day, even still.
I left for a couple of weeks and I thought about it, and in the end and then when I came back I actually realised what Yellow House is all about, and it just changed my life.
But the most important thing for Yellow House for me is it's a place of healing, I think. It's a place in today's world where in some ways maybe where we are watching the destruction of a spiritual life. But when you walk into the door of the Yellow House, once you're in the door, you're safe, you can trust everybody. It's a place of healing, and it's a place that protects you and saves you and gives you some respite, I guess.
I've enjoyed most of all just kind of helping George with more creative things like putting up displays on the wall, designing posters and pictures and things, and taking photos, and it's just really helped me to keep my mind going, keep my mind active, and George keeps me on my toes.
We did a project about the buildings within Liverpool and how people are not very noticeable of the buildings around them, and the actual beauty and time it must have took the creators to make on them. So we went round and we found lots of old buildings with like statues and gargoyles and stuff on them, took pictures of them to make people realise what's around them within the city.
When you go into places like Poland and Romania and even when I went to Turkey with George, it was just an unbelievable experience. I remember one time we were sitting around the campfire in Poland and we were cooking sausages, and there was people from Lithuania, Romania, Spain, England of course, and we were all sitting around the campfire, and I had the guitar and we were singing Beatles songs, and it was dark, and it was just probably one of the most magical moments I've ever had in my life.
The highlight of being in Yellow House was meeting Joseph, a survivor of Auschwitz, when we'd done a project for Holocaust Memorial Day.
We did workshops with a group in Poland, in Krakow. We went round and spoke to some survivors, especially Joseph, of the Holocaust, and then when we come back, we worked with two other groups, one from Georgia and one from Israel.
So for me, it's a great place. It's something important. It plays an important role in young people's lives, and the most important thing is it's a place to develop and to become and find out who you are.